Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson Dart joins us now here on SportsCenter ahead of a huge SEC matchup this weekend against LSU. You know, every year this is such a high-scoring affair. You guys did get the best of the Tigers last year, something I am certain that they have not forgotten. And so how are you preparing for Saturday?
I think initially just going into Death Valley is always a tough task. I played there my first year, and just how electric the atmosphere is in the stadium. I'm just really excited for the opportunity. It's always a fun game, going against a great team, and at the same time, fighting for the Magnolia Bowl trophy. So we try to take the approach to prepare each and every day and do all that we can to be ready for it.
Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit more on Baton Rouge, because you mentioned you played there your first year. Last year, you guys were at your home. And so what have you told your teammates about playing there? Because it can be loud, it can be raucous, it's a night game, it's hostile. What have you told your teammates?
Well, I think if you know anything about Ole Miss, you know that we take a lot of transfer portal guys. So a lot of people on our team haven't played in Death Valley. So I think the first thing that, you always have to hit on is just how loud and how electric the atmosphere is. And the best way to try to just gauge it and try to handle it is, to try to quiet it as much as you can by putting points on the board and obviously holding them to no points. So it's going to be a really fun opportunity. This is, as a kid, games that you always dream of playing in. So we're really excited for the opportunity to go in there and play.
Have you guys done anything differently this week at practice to prepare for that noise that you talked about?
Well, each and every week we try to do all we can to best replicate the sound. There's obviously nothing that you can really do to match it, the intensity and whatnot. But we do all that we can to try to replicate it and practice with using, the chants that they use, the songs. You can really.
Got it. Okay, so the great ones know how to respond. You guys did just that. You beat South Carolina after you came off your first loss of the season, and so now you have a chance to process it all and look back. What did you learn from that loss against Kentucky?
Well, I think that when you go through adversity, there's two ways you can go about it. As a team, you can either divide or come together, and I felt that, the guys in the locker room, from them to all the way to the coaching staff, we all came together, and we feel the urgency. Just being out there and playing to the best of our abilities. And that's obviously what we didn't do against Kentucky. So I thought it was huge that we were able to bounce back the next week against a really good South Carolina team. And hopefully, that really prepared us for this week as well.
For sure. You move on, you learn from it, and you move on. Okay, so Pegues, let's talk about him. Big fella, seems to play on both sides of the ball now, but I did see that he was listed as questionable. Helped you guys notch quite a few points against South Carolina. So if he can't go on Saturday, I know there's plenty of talent to go around, but does that change the game plan a little bit now offensively?
JJ's obviously a very unique talent and can do so many different things, from being on the defensive side of the ball to coming on offense and being a running back. He's very talented at what he does. So you can't replicate that. I don't think there's really anybody else in the country who can really do what he can. So, hopefully he'll be able to go. But we'll do all that we can to be prepared.
Okay. So you said no one else in the country. Maybe he's trying to come for Travis Hunter's Heisman votes, you think?
Yeah, the mayor of Oxford is always trying to do that.
Fair enough. Okay, so this season I hear you've become quite the coach to your teammates, and that makes sense, right? You're more of an upperclassman now and adjusting more quickly in game situations, and I know your head coach has helped with that as well. But how do you feel your quarterbacking, if you will, the style has changed this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing from this year to the years past, I feel like, this is the most talented team that we've had, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So, I think my job has really just been to try to get the ball to the playmakers as much as I can and to, really just be a point guard of the offense. I feel a lot more comfortable this year than I have, just having my third year being in the system and learning from Coach Kiffin and Coach Weiss. So I think comfort has been a big thing for me, but at the same time, taking the role of getting the ball to the hands of the playmakers and letting them make plays for me.
Jaxson, if you guys come away with a win against LSU on Saturday, what does that say about your team for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think that, this week's going to really show, what our identity and culture is about. Like I said, that we have a lot of urgency and we understand the point of emphasis going into each and every week of going 1-0. So there's a lot of things that are going to be shown, and I feel like we're ready for it, but at the same time, we got to make sure that we're really prepared for this game.
See, there's the coach speak. That's why I was saying he's become more of a coach. I like it, though. He's ready. We are too. Number 9 against number 13 from Baton Rouge, 7:30 on ABC. We can't wait. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate that.